Once upon a time, my mother left me right in the middle of the road. She just kept walking. This was the late 70s. On a frigid, snow-covered morning, while she was pulling me to preschool on a sled, somewhere along the way, back then, kids fell off sleds all the time. Our parents bundled us up until we looked like tiny, overstuffed grizzly bears wrapped in endless scarves, buried under layers of wool, with hats pulled down so tight your ears would ache. You were left with just a tiny slit for your eyes, barely enough to see where you were going. In the winter, the streets were crawling with these little bears waddling toward daycare. I actually used to imagine there was a special city crew that drove around picking up the kids who had fallen off their sleds along the way, but that was probably a fantasy I cooked up later. When I landed in that snowbank that morning, I wasn't even scared. First of all, I was too young to know that I should be panicking. Second, I was fast asleep. For a healthy toddler wrapped in 10 layers of fleece and wool, falling off a sled wasn't nearly enough of a reason to wake up. My mom didn't realize the sled was empty until she'd gone about 50 yards. Over the years, especially during my rebellious teenage phase, those 50 yards grew to 500 in my memory. I brought it up more than once during our arguments, and she eventually regretted ever admitting it happened at all. Mom went sprinting back, and after a moment, she saw a woman climbing out of a snowdrift, holding me in her arms. "Is this yours?" the woman asked. Mom took me back, thanked her profusely, and then, as she tells it, felt a wave of absolute mortification. The mom guilt hit her hard. There she was, the woman whose kid was literally lying in the street. "I'm so sorry. This is so embarrassing," Mom stammered. "I'm usually much more attentive, but I guess I'm just running on zero sleep today." "Oh, honey, don't even worry about it," the woman replied with a wave of her hand. One time, I left my husband on a city bus. He was coming home from a party, totally wasted, and I just flat-brat forgot he was with me. No, obviously, those aren't exactly on the same scale, though any mother of young kids will tell you. They get the sentiment, but it made my mom feel instantly better.